Okay, so I'm going to show you how on Geometer Sketchpad to do two reflections across parallel lines, and then we're going to look at the property or the conjecture we can make. Basically it's a theorem that we can come up with as a result. So let's look at, I made a little figure. To me it looks a little bit like a bird's head, and now I'm going to draw a line. Okay, that's the first line of reflection I'm going to use. And so I'm going to mark that line as a mirror, and then I'm going to reflect my figure across that line. Now I need a line that is parallel to the first line, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a point over here and say I want to make a line that goes through this point and is parallel to this line. So there's my parallel line. Take my first image. Actually, I'm sorry, I need to first mark this as a mirror. That's my mirror. I'm basically telling the program that's my line of reflection. Then I'm going to take my figure and I'm going to reflect it across. Okay, so first I started here. Here was the first image, first reflection, and then here's the final image. And nicely enough, Geometer Sketchpad, if you look at the labels, excuse me, wrong point. There we go. It will show them to you as A prime, and A double prime so that you can see exactly what point goes with what. Now what I've just done you don't really need to know how to do. It's just kind of a cool way to use the software to get this. Now our conjecture says two things basically. It says first of all that this final image that I got by doing two reflections I could also have gotten by doing one translation, taking this and just sliding it across. Okay, a couple of ways we could look at that. I think one way I'm going to do it is I just made a copy. And if I just slide my copy across, you can see that it would be a translation. Another way to do it is to actually do a translation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the original figure. And again, how to do this is not as important as the conclusion we come to. Let's see. Okay, there's my original figure. It's all filled in. Now I'm going to tell it that I want to translate it from here to here. The way I have to tell it from here to here is by telling it a direction and a distance. So I'm going to say this is my transformation or translation vector. Okay, that was going from here to here. It showed the little dotted lines. And now I'm going to do that. And when I translate it, it's going to use that vector, and it filled in right here. It was translating according to the marked vector, translate, and now it's filled in. So you can see that the translation got me to exactly the same place. Now the other thing we need to look at are the distances. So let's go, for instance, from this point to its counterpart over here and get a distance. Okay, so from D to D prime is 16.44 centimeters. Now if this, I need a perpendicular segment to be able to make sure I am measuring the distance between these two lines properly. And when I do that, notice that the distance between the lines is exactly half the distance of the translation. In other words, from here to here, which I'm going to show as a dotted line, okay, from any point to its image has a distance of twice the difference between the lines, which would be from here to here, from like F to E. The great thing about Geometer Sketchpad is we can move this around and you can see that the distances are always in that relationship. That the distance of the translation is twice as far as the distance between the two parallel lines.